The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless.
Hi, this is TV comedy impressionist Christopher G from the other side of the pond saying hi, and I love the Queen Silvy Show.
Today's guest on the Queen Silvy Show from Canada, musician, songwriter, performer, and music producer, Jonathan.
Welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Tune in at 11, good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show, got the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show. 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 It's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, this is Smooth Tim, and thank you very much for joining us on another terrific Tuesday on the Queen Silvy Show. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce to you the world's sexiest granny, everybody's favorite comedian, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
That's correct. It is me, Queen Silvy, on this terrific Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are this great world today. I hope you're having a great day. If not, you're in for a treat.
Oh, amen. You are in for a treat.
We're bringing it today. Well, we bring it all the times. But Smooth, how are you today?
I'm doing terrific on this Tuesday, Queen, and may I ask, how are you doing?
As always, I am supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose.
Yes.
24/7, 365.
Yes.
Queen Silvy, you are just simply
I know, right?
amazing.
Amazing.
Yes, you are.
It is what it is. I am amazing. But you are amazing. Smooth, you are amazing as well. As the lineup for our guests and announcements today.
You know what? As it said in the intro video, coming out to us out of Vernon, British Columbia. He's a rock and roller, and you're going to love it. Jonathan. The amazing Jonathan.
I like it when you have one name, just
The amazing
Jonathan.
Since he's on our amazing show, he'll be the amazing Jonathan.
The amazing Jonathan.
Hey, you know what, Queen? As always, our hearts and prayers are going out to the world, especially with what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. I mean, hey, people, come on. Can't we just all get along?
Can't we all get along?
I mean, yeah. And also with the pandemic, you know, hey, people, keep yourself safe, keep yourself up to date, do what you think is right. Just keep your friends and family safe. That's what's most important.
Well, I'm faith over fear. That's where I'm at.
Amen.
Okay.
Also, hey, if you would take a moment at the top of the screen, you'll see scrolling the Queen Silvy Show Friends Club. You can get to it at www.thequeensilvyshow.com. Get on our friends list, and you'll find out the content of all three of our shows, and also, you know, any other special projects that the Queen and I may be working on. And speaking of keeping up with the Queen and I on our projects, you could look at our YouTube channel. We got all of our shows are up there, as well as some other movies and videos and cartoons and stuff that we're involved in. So, yeah, check out our YouTube page. You're going to love it. There's some really good content up there, too. Also, because you are worth it, you can get that sassy, elegant, and affordable fashionable jewelry and accessories for you and or that someone special. Visit Monica Wright on Facebook or go to her website at www.foxy5jewelry.com. Also, how your lawn looks says a lot about you.
Sure do.
It sure does. So why not put your lawn care into the hands of somebody who really cares? They are top-notch lawn care of Toledo, Ohio. They have commercial, residential services all year long, and you can call or text for a free estimate. 419-708-0005.
I don't know what it is, but I like when you say
0005. Get a hold of them right away. Have this, and wait a minute. More importantly, I'd call them like frickin' today.
Right.
Because tomorrow we're going to get, 14, 15 inches of snow?
We're going to get hit up
We're
here.
going to get hit like a mug. So, hey, I need you tomorrow.
He's talking slang. You're going to get hit like a mug. What? What do you mean hit like a mug? But I know
That's
what
a lot of snow.
Yeah, you
all
are.
at one time. And then the next day we're supposed to get like another 10 inches. It's like, God, 24
I will
inches
be
of snow.
inside looking out.
Yeah, I
the
got
window.
my resources. So we're good.
We're good. But, you know, we aim to bring the best in live entertainment, talents, and topics from around the world just for you, including resources. So take advantage of these great, great people who are making a difference, providing just for you. No more than our guests. We have a fantastic guest here lined up today. You are going to fall in love with, what is the name?
Jonathan.
The amazing
The amazing Jonathan.
Let me stop because he might be saying, don't call me amazing.
Don't call me amazing.
He might be saying.
We'll ask him when you get him on if he minds being called amazing.
All right. Well, before we get into our conversation with blank Jonathan, what I want you to know is that the lines are open. You're more than welcome to call in and ask our guest a question. Give a shout out or holler at Smooth and myself, and that number is 817-602-0577. That is the number to the
You
Queen
can have
Silvy
Jonathan
Show,
a couple
wherever
of
you are
questions.
viewing
Give the Queen
this.
some questions, yes. Or just call in and remark.
Right on. And I want you to know that if you are watching this live, hey, Smooth, myself, the Queen Silvy Show, we love and appreciate you. If you're watching this later in the archive, hey, our love is everlasting. We love and appreciate you as well. You do have time to spread the word for the Queen Silvy Show live right now on all of your social media platforms. Before I get into my conversation with my first guest, what I'd like to do is, I like to accept that, but I'd like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Dear music, thanks for always clearing my head, healing my heart, lifting my spirits, and sometimes making me think I can dance. You know, sometimes music is the only thing that takes your mind off everything else when you need it. But did you know that music can reduce chronic pain by more than 20%. And it can alleviate depression by up to 25%. That's right. Music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. Matter of fact, the one and only activities that activates, stimulates, and uses the entire brain is music. So no matter what the genre is, go get you some. That's right. And those are some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. It is going to be a terrific Tuesday. I charged my audience up last night, so they are rearing to go, baby. Let me hear it. Audience, where are you? Audience! See? I charged them up. And they are ready to go. I'm ready to go, too, because I'm looking forward to talking to my guests with over 30 years experience, sharing real life through music, combining elements of pop, rock, and folk. Here today, sharing his journey that changed his life and how music electrified his soul. He is a musician.
That too.
He's a musician.
He's amazing.
Right on. Songwriter, performer, music producer, showcasing his solo debut single entitled One of Those Days. From Vernon, British Columbia, I introduce to you Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. Did you hear me and Smooth was just going to add a name to your name? I'm like, he's so amazing, Jonathan. No, we were just picking.
No, I loved it. No,
Oh,
it's going to stay.
well, the amazing Jonathan, it shall be. Somebody's going to type in amazing Jonathan and look for you, and they're going to find a comedian. Because there's a comedian now. Is it amazing Jonathan?
You performed with him. You should remember.
That's what I thought. But listen, I'm thankful. I'm glad that you are here on the Queen Silvy Show. I appreciate you taking the time to have a good conversation with us today.
Oh, yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
So now you've been in and out of music business for 30 years, right? What's the earliest recollection of music and how it impacted you?
Yeah, and you know, I've been giving a lot of thought to that too. And it's, this goes back to the age of 10, where my dad, and it's funny because he showed up, my parents divorced a long time ago, but dad showed up and he brought two gifts, one for myself and one for my brother. My brother got a cool BMX bike, and it was the best thing ever. And I was like, I can't wait for mine. And then he pulls out this clunky acoustic guitar, and I was like, what? So yeah, and I think the following days after that, it's just tinkering around with it, and something happened. You know, it's you mentioned something earlier, Queen Silvy, was that it's like medicine, and something opened, something unlocked, and it was amazing and I was hooked. I just loved the way it sounded. I loved the way it made me feel. Even though I had no idea how to play this thing. Actually, you know what's funny is that I was going through my my photo album, and my dad actually sent this to me, and this is funny. We're talking about it right now, but this is a picture of me. Or I'll shine it like
Let me get it on full screen.
Oh, that is so. Wait a minute. Keep holding it up. I'm going to pop it on screen fuller.
There it is.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
That's you holding the guitar.
Yeah, there's my brother with his bike that I was very jealous of, and then there's me with my guitar. So age 10, right there.
So is your brother like a famous BMX Winter Olympics type of a thing or anything?
No, but he got very talented with video, and that's we'll be looking at that later. But he just loves taking pictures. So he became a photographer, and then he turned into a videographer, and he's been quite busy these days. So it's it's cool. Yeah, really.
Well,
really
you know,
cool
maybe your dad saw, you know,
The
sometimes
potential.
the potential, and saw that in you with that guitar.
But that is kind of interesting because we've got other friends that are into music, and they started out the same exact way as the parent put that instrument in their hand at a very, very young age. And
Right.
if they are willing to work at it, and here's the key word, if you work at it really hard when you're young, you can play the rest of your life.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
That is what's up.
Yeah, and that was clearly it. It became a part of me. it just, the more I tinkered with it, the more it became, an extension of me. I couldn't wait to get home from school and play it and learn a new song. And
Well,
just
listen, I heard something, and I think that that should have been the little hint that you are really amazing at what you do. Because tell me, am I right? During school days, your teacher, I'm going to try and remember it. Your teacher did a play of La Bamba just so that you could have the lead part.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
see,
I couldn't. That
see?
was so cool.
See, that
Yeah.
tells you right there. A lot of people see the gift that you have, and you are now currently doing that. And I think in all that we do, it's important to have passion and purpose. So,
Absolutely.
with you, Jonathan, what is your purpose as a musician?
Yeah, and that's something I didn't realize until now. It's sharing my life and a testimony, and realizing that what comes through in my music is something that connects with people very deeply. And this first debut song, it does that. It was written at a time in my life where everything looked bleak, and joy was gone. And I'm so grateful for not only my faith, but the gift that God gave me.
Amen.
And so using things to put them together, and it happened. It was amazing.
Now, you said an interesting word, because I already had a question that was in my mind, and then you said it again. When did you realize, Jonathan, that you had a gift?
I would say this is about 17. This is when I really started getting into learning the electric guitar. I had my first one now, and I was so in love with music that I would, like I said, I'd go home from school and play it over and over, and I would not leave my bedroom until I had a particular solo, whether it would be Eric Clapton at that time or Joe Satriani or something. I wouldn't leave until I had that done. And then it wasn't until someone came over to watch me that they just they let me finish my song, and I looked at them and they were like, "You're a pilot." And so I went, and then I started realizing, this is, wow, I feel good at something. It's then I realized it's a gift. This when the understanding of faith and purpose came in. I realized,
Yes.
this is the love that I have that is deeper than anything else, and that's when I know it's a gift.
All right.
I have one other question. Now, who taught you the various patterns and the pentatonic patterns? Who taught you that? Was you self-taught, or was it guilt by association with people?
All right. It was the music that I listened to. Everything was structured in the pentatonic scale. Obviously, Eric Clapton, but a lot of like metal music that I listened to back when I was 16, 17, 18. It was Iron Maiden all the way. I couldn't, I just love them. But all of their music was written within that scale. Sometimes they go into the harmonic minor, but it was mainly in the pentatonic. So it just, learned it by ear and just because most music that I listened to was in that scale.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Well, good for you.
So you're done with the calluses. You like calluses, malicious. I don't go through that anymore, right?
yeah. And a lot of beginners start, of course, on acoustic guitar, which I did, and those are the hardest to play because the tension in the action is just the worst, right? So, but it's a good thing if you stay to it, your fingers will get calloused quicker, and then when you play the electric, it's like butter, right? So
that's right.
I have an old Gibson Starcaster.
Wow.
And oh my God,
that sits by the bed.
And I called him Fred, but that's what I learned on. And it's just, and then like you say, when you touch anything else, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, for the past couple of years, the world, music industry, everything has changed, with constant adjustments due to this pandemic. But for you, has this coronavirus interfered with your music push at all?
That's a good question. And with most people that I've spoken to recently, it has, because live performance is hugely impacted by that. That's why a lot of great apps are coming out, like Sessions and other, where you can actually play and perform online and have virtual viewers, which is really cool. But during yeah, when the coronavirus came out and everything had changed, I still had left my passion and dream of music only because I was so invested in my family and work life, right? I had had to, all of those years of learning music and playing live, and had to come to a bit of a halt because it was like, I'm now old enough to have a family, and I should probably, all the influence of family are like, are you going to keep doing that, or are you going to grow up one of these days? You need to. So it was that. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll put my dream aside and move on, and maybe that's what it was,
Yeah.
But yeah, life. Sometimes what I say is life happened,
Yes.
and the twists and turns and shocks that happen through your life really change things, and that's what happened to me. There was a massive shift in life, and I identified with everything that I was previously, and all of that changed. And then it was, where am I? And then I realized, oh my goodness, I've come full circle. And I really knew, just because I prayed a lot, and I was asking God, I was like, what do I do now? Everything's changed. And it's amazing that music was the immediate answer. And it just welled up from that old place where that gift was. And then I realized, oh my goodness,
That's
it's okay.
good. When you say life and life happens, it really hit the mark with this pandemic, and some people just couldn't take it. Some people can't handle it. Marriages ended, record divorce, all type of things.
Suicide.
Yes, suicides. But see, you are one of the fortunate, blessed ones because you were able to come around and find it. And that is great, because I know for a fact that 16 million Americans, they started learning to play the guitar over the past 2 years. And good for them, because I'm sure that music is going to help, and it's going to do a good thing. You mentioned acoustic.
Didn't help the price of guitars any.
Well, somebody was making money, okay? The way you want to look at it.
I'm just saying.
But
you mentioned guitar and electric. Which do you prefer?
It's coming. It's a bit of both, but now it's really heavily on the electric side. I think it just, I can do so much more on the electric. There's you can change the sounds to it. You can soften it to the mood that you're in, or you can stomp on a distortion box and just rip into something, right? So it's the dynamic of the electric guitar that I love the most.
Now, do you like experimenting with the pedals?
Yes. Not so much these days, only because I'm producing a lot more. Just the focus on music is so much more of the song. But before being strictly a guitar player years ago, it was amazing. Yeah, every time I heard a song that there was some variation or a different type of pedal, I had to go and buy that pedal and learn it.
He turned into a pedal head.
Oh my goodness. And it's amazing what just the pedal does. Like this, I think the one that really affects everything the most is the delay pedal. I mean, you can change the way you sound to have an echo. It could be a slack back where it's now you're playing with your echo. So you can actually have that, you can play and
call and response, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guest many years ago on the Queen Silvy Show, and he traveled performing. He's like his own one-man band. Forget all the rest of the guys. He made all the money with his loopers and all of.
Yeah, in fact, he is the world looper champion.
Yeah, he's real good.
Right?
And anyhow, and he got me hooked on loopers because I was never really into pedals, and then I got a looper, and it's like, oh, this is slick.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely the best delay pedal, because now you can actually record layers of. Amazing. It's like a mini little recording studio where you can just keep looping it.
Right. But now, over your span of your career or your journey, you went from doing cover songs to writing and recording, performing your own. Independent artist, way to go. Now, you did take, I don't know, it's 11 or 12-year break from the music when you gave all of that up, because your life changed in 2017. And this was following, to my info, that it was followed by severe depression. So I'm going to ask you, Jonathan, to share with me what you will about that time of your life and how you came through it.
Yeah, absolutely. the life change that I talk about is where everything is. You spend so much of your life building up to and becoming that person that you think you are. And like I said earlier, it was becoming a family and becoming investing all of my energy now into supporting that family. And so you had to put all of your dreams and hobbies on hold, and then invest in and get employed and have a stable job that you can offer all of those things. You know, you got to be able to support the family and own or rent a home, and then you got to get, you know, all the benefits for the kids and everyone. So that just took so much of the time, and that's not counting the time that it was to raise kids. So I transformed into that, and that's what I was, and I loved it. Having kids was amazing, and that family life just kept going and going, and all of a sudden, things happened. Up here in Canada, one of the first triggers that had the stress was just a lot of being overworked and not taking time out for myself. So that was one. Two is that the stress of working and raising and being a husband and all that stuff, that was another thing. So each year of those 11, 12 years just kind of moved towards more and more stress. And I'm not much of a planner. I'm really terrible at that. So I didn't see that things may not work out. And so I just kept believing and having faith. And I think that's good too, because I'm not a guy that has my foot out the door, at least in that situation. Right. So when things happened, when the family imploded, it happened. It was, there was a separation, whether it be from the stress of everything that happened, the stress from the outside world. In BC, we had, in 2017, we had, I think the worst forest fires that ever happened in the 20th century. So so a lot of people's homes were going up. So there was stress in that. And we lived in not only the, just before the coronavirus, there was, our entire summer was filled with smoke, and it was hard to breathe. And that looming feeling of dread was there. So that was there. And just everything kind of imploded. And I was left with having to leave the family, not by my choice. And that was devastating, because my identity that I had known for all those years was over. And so when I didn't know who I was anymore, that was hard. And so I distracted myself by just getting more busy with work. At least I had a purpose with work. I identified with what I did. And so that kept me going for another couple of years. But and then that failed, because now going to work, I didn't have the drive anymore. I didn't have that desire to actually go and do that. So that was really hard. So not only did my identity change and my priorities change, but now I just didn't feel capable of working anymore. So all of that happened. And then of course there was a change with family, and now there was another stepfather involved. I was no longer needed. That's
a lot on a shoulder, right?
Yeah, all within a very small, short period of time. So I feel like I just kept going. I tried to distract myself, try to keep going, but then it all crashed. And that was when I really didn't feel like I belonged. Everything is gone. Everything I worked so hard for, everything that I thought I was and tried so hard to do was gone. And so, my desire to be and to do and to get up and do things was gone. Absolutely gone.
Well, how'd you pick yourself up? How'd you get through it? How did you come to the point where, you know what, I'm going to pick up this guitar, I'm going to create, I'm going to pour it out, all the emotions, all this that I'm holding inside in my music? Because guess what? There are so many around the world who can relate to the great music that you produce, to the stories that you say in your music. Because listen, I've been married. Tim is number 4. That's how terrible. And listen, I should have went out and said, hey, you know what, I'm going to go get a loaf of bread and just never come back. You know how they say that, like, I'm going to get bread and there. But nope, you keep your faith, you pray, and you're going to get through it. Some things that happen in life is a test. And when you get through that test, that's a testimony to help build your strength and keep you going. I know this for a fact. And, I don't play music other than the spoons or just tippity tapping, but I know what music does for the mind, for the body, for just overall. You can find some music to relate to, some music to relax to, some music to clean to. And I do all those things. And I'm glad that you are now able to tell the story and to share just what you went through. Because, just so many days ago, I don't know if you heard about her. She was 2019 Miss USA. She jumped out of her high story, New York, and committed suicide. Now and she's an attorney. You would think a person. You look at a person, you think they got it going on. They got this, and you really don't know what's really going on. So it's bad, and it's really terrible because some people turn or they go on the wrong path, or they don't find that path, or they don't have the support, or they don't have the mental stability to try to keep themselves up and get out of the bed. You know what I mean? So you are a great, strong example. Where's my audience? I need the audience to give you some of that one. Yeah, baby. Because it is great. And I'm glad that you are making music. You have a fantastic voice, doing some great things. We're honored to have you on the show. And you just released a music video for the solo debut single, One of Those Days. Tell me about the song and what you're most satisfied about it.
One of those days. Yes. I mean, it's I didn't realize how common that expression was, or that saying was. And as I was writing music, it started actually with the keyboard. And you'll hear in the song when I first starts out, it's an alarm. It's a keyboard piano progression that I'm using, but then I add to it to add some suspense. And as I listened to this, I went, this sounds like an alarm. So I kept going with it. And then I started singing the Oz, and that to me is also kind of like a siren, right? So that I'm building this tension, and then as the song unfolded, as the song kind of came out, it was the door and the vessel in which I felt comfortable sharing and saying everything that I felt. So it's like and you'll hear it in the lyrics there, where it's just each thing I ask or each thing I say, it was like, why? Like, why? But you'll notice that throughout the song, when I'm saying you, that's my indication of my faith. Like I'm saying what's happening. Why is this happening? But then that's faith for you. It's kind of like, well, all of this has changed. There's got to be a reason. And it's having faith that there is. And that's why this song is a testimony of that process of where I was in my journey. It was down like the worst. And so that's how I use where I derive that feeling of emotion. And yeah, it's amazing. You're right. With music, it's that if I didn't have that music, how else would I express that? How else would I be able to tell and speak about something? It's the best way of letting your feelings out. You can talk about things, but for me, it's music.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So I just kept going with it. And at the end of it, I realized, oh my goodness, this is really saying a lot. This is me at my most vulnerable place. And I thought it was kind of ironic that this would be my first debut release. It's like, hey, I'm Jonathan. I have a very depressing song for you. So
well, you know what?
Who's this guy?
It's great.
But I knew it was something that, especially these days, that we're all dealing with a lot of stress, the coronavirus, the pandemic, and the stresses that we all are having in our life, regardless of the pandemic, right? So when we have all that, wow, I don't feel alone. And I think that's the biggest thing too about getting the song out, is that, my goodness, in my state of depression, I felt alone. No one else knew what that feeling was. I was alone, and therefore, again, I'm alone. So it was very, very hard. But that helped me to connect with others. And when I started getting feedback from the audience, they were saying, "Oh my goodness, you crawled inside my head, and you're saying everything that I was thinking."
Mm-hmm.
So it's helping them to feel not alone either. It's like, oh my goodness, okay, we're together in this. Oh my goodness, okay. So that's it was very very rewarding when I knew that I was connecting with others that were
Well, you know
having
what?
difficulty.
You can pay a therapist, but you can also be your own therapist. And that music that you do is therapy for others. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you were mentioning your brother does into videos. Did he have some to do with this music video?
He sure does. He I when I first recorded the song, I sent it to him and he listened to it and he just said, "Wow, dude, that's I love that song." And he's felt that too. You know, and when you open up and you talk to people honestly, it allows that other person to go, you know what, I felt that too, and it's a great way of connecting. So he came out for a visit and we talked about the song and that I need to get a music video, and he just went to town. He listened to the song a couple more times, and then he just started writing things down. So he wrote the script, he wrote the how it was going to be played out and what certain things we should portray about my life, but also that is something in general that people have to deal with sometimes. So that he just pieced it together. So we just showed up at the bridge and we filmed that in Kelowna, BC. And yeah, he just said, "Let's go." And we filmed it, put it together. So he did everything. All I had to do was just do my thing, hold my guitar. It was cold. But yeah.
What is your brother's name?
His name is Jeremy Williams.
Shout out to Jeremy. Hey. Teamwork. It works just as great. And we're going to check this out. It's a great song. It's a great music video. This is the one and only Jonathan and One of Those Days right here on the Queen Silvy Show.
Have I reached the end, or should I try again to hold on to the last thread of hope? The life I once led is all but dead to me. Only you can give me hope. It's been one of those days. Everything is too much to take. I feel like I'm gonna break. In pieces I fall away. Now I gotta hold on tight and hope you get me out alive one day. I feel so overwhelmed by all of these things I do to keep me from thinking of you. I can't go on, not without you. It's been one of those days when I didn't know what to say, and I just had to walk away. Don't have the strength today, so now I'll try and hold on tight and pray I'll make it to the morning light. It's been one of those days when nothing will go my way. I need you here with me, excess. Everything will be okay. It's been one of those days when I couldn't bear the weight. The pain of life was too great. Yeah, I can't hang on anymore. I need
Yes. One of those days by Jonathan. That's really good. I see you really putting the emotion behind the lyrics in that, and you can almost see you exhibiting the pain, but then also exhibiting the recovery from all of that in your music. Very good. Look at you, Jonathan. And we can relate to that. And, when you put your foot on the bridge, that was like, I've had it, and it's something that I'm contemplating.
Yeah.
A lot of
Also-
people has been there, that one.
Jonathan, Mark out of Gainesville wants to know how many songs have you written over the years?
Yeah, that's a good question. Over the years, I'd say about, 30, 40, not a lot. And it's because growing and just before everything changed and I had a family and started working, I was building and building and had all these songs and then just, but starting 2 years ago, I have about an album's worth. But it's just the process of course, the music industry right now is so different from when and so now it's best to kind of have a release, send it out, and so over this year, I'll have an album's worth of material that's going to come out, and then by the end of the year, I'll have finally an EP, a CD of my own, and I can
Awesome.
own that. Yeah.
Well, when you do that, please hit us up. We would love to share and promote that out there. Maybe even have you back on again to promote that very thing would be so great.
That's probably one thing, and we've had and I know a lot of artists feel this way. You miss that public contact because of what the pandemic has done to your ability to perform.
Yeah, so true. And for me, it's timely. I when I write music, it's such a personal thing, and it's just like it was when I was back a kid, and I would come home from school. I just would just be in my room and I'd do my own thing, and that's what I do here. That whole song I wrote, recorded, produced right here, and it's just you keep pouring it in, and so having that that connection with and having a social life outside of that. Once I have that, it's like now I can go out and I can share it, and I'm so hopeful that by the end of this year things will get to a point where we can actually at least perform outdoors.
Right.
And so there's it's in the works. I should have a performance on Canada Day. There's an outside stage that we're looking at performing. So it'll be the first time I perform live as a solo artist.
Oh,
So
this is great. That's good stuff to look forward to. Woo! I love it. And
And he's getting his swag together because you got your CDs and you're getting get your T-shirts and other BS together.
Right on.
That's where you make your cash.
Right on.
yeah,
Right on.
right. Get the merch.
Yeah, yeah. And songwriting is a craft. I'm gonna tell you, I've learned over the process, and it's true. It's nothing funny about it, but I have been writing a song, Jonathan. I've learned from other past guests. It's a story, right? Your song is a story. My problem is that I don't know how to end the story. So now my song pretty much is like a book. I may as well go ahead and be an author because I couldn't figure out how to turn off the song. No joke. It's like I'm learning. That's all I can say. I know where to start, how to do it, but I can't get the end of the song. It's constantly part 1, part 2, part 3. It's weird.
Right.
But give me
It's almost like a Pink Floyd album. You know what I mean?
I was saying, that's one of the best.
Right.
When you were talking about that, Queen Silvy was Queen. One of my favorite groups back when in the early '90s was Queensryche, and they have an amazing album called Operation Mindcrime, and it's like each song, but it unfolds to the next song, and it's like almost a musical opera in that way, but in a rock and roll platform. And so maybe that's it. Maybe you have
maybe
Ellsworth.
I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that. But
maybe you're not. Yeah, you don't conclude that particular message, but it's going to move to the and have.
yeah, I already have a section, another section, because I just keep going, and if I start over. And that's what you do. When you don't finish a piece, you go to the beginning and go back over so that you find that spot. I end up still continuing on the saga. But give me some insight from you. Give me some insight on what your writing process is like.
Yeah, and it's challenging. That's the craft of it, is that you have so much to say, but you have to do it in 3 minutes, and each line has to be able to sing with very as minimal of consonants as possible, because you got to fit that in, and do that. So that's the craft. So what I've learned, and this is the best way of doing it, and I'm sure there's a lot of songwriters out there that do this already, but I didn't know. You create them. For me, it's music. So I'll create a rhythm. I'll create a chord progression. I'll record that first, and I'll put that down with the drums and everything, and then I'll go back and I'll just sing gibberish. It'll just, whatever comes out, just blah blah, and it makes
you're good.
So that's what happens. So I'll sing gibberish, but the gift and the sound of music identifies with that way easier than trying to turn that into a message in the song, and what words should I use? It doesn't matter. So the trick is to actually just allow gibberish to come out. And what's interesting is that as you sing through the song, you'll hear the parts, you'll hear where the chorus should be, you'll hear where the verse is, and then you can go back to those. And sometimes one particular word that will come out in your gibberish, oh my goodness, that's the message, and then you work from that. And so so that's how I've been writing all of these songs, is that you just let the music do its thing, and
You do
then
the music first.
I have a question, Jonathan. Is there a particular chord that you prefer, or progression that you prefer?
There is, but I wouldn't be able to in theory tell you. Being a self-taught musician, I know a little bit of theory, which helps, but really it's just the chord progression will come out based on what it is. This morning I was writing a pop rock song that I want to collaborate with on a female vocalist, and it just was a 3-chord progression that just repeated itself, but you have to do it in a way where it's funky and it's poppy and it's catchy, and there's a simple melody to it. So really, to answer that question, I don't. It's whatever's going to come out for that feeling and for that vibe of that moment. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Well, excellent. And we did have another viewer question, and Philip wanted to know, do you have a permanent band for gigs and recordings?
Wow.
Yes, right. At the moment, no. I record everything. I'm not a drummer, but with all of the years of writing music, I can create the drum beat through my computer and stuff.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, so all that you're hearing, that song of One of Those Days, is everything that I've recorded.
Those are your beats. You put the
Wow.
beats in.
Yeah.
That
So
is
it's all
good.
He plays the guitar and he can work a beat machine,
Now,
folks.
that is pretty cool. Multi-talented. But out of all of the songs that you have written, One of Those Days is a good one that depicts your experience. But is there a particular song that you wrote that really captures or represents you?
Have I? Yes. And I can't wait to release it. And it's very similar to what you were talking about, Queen Silvy. It's kind of like, or Silvy. For each song, it's its own thing. And one of the songs that I have that's coming out is the opposite of One of Those Days, where it's like, oh my goodness, this guy was saying one thing about getting so close to ending things, whereas this one's celebrating life and stuff. It's just, it's a good thing. I'm glad that I can counter the black and white of me, but yeah, that's just how it is. It's just each song is going to be its own piece of me, and for a song that I identify the most, it's going to be each of them. It's a hard one. Like One of Those Days, 100%, that's me. If you want to know kind of where I've been, listen to that song.
Great song.
And there's another song that's coming out where it's a song of thanks, into my faith, and it's a love song, but it's not just for any person. It's a love song for life and God. So I can't wait for that one to come out, because it's very vulnerable of who I am and what I felt, and I can't write anything other than that. I can't seem to write just for the sake of writing and crafting a.
Right.
I can't.
It's full of authenticity and truth, and it's great. Yeah. And you reeling them in with that. One of those days, they're like, "Oh, I need more. Give me more." So, you have some new music that's going to be coming out soon, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this this February 14th on Valentine's Day is the next release. It's coming out, and like I said, it's the total opposite. It's it's a pop song. It's a true song about life, what I've experienced shortly after hitting that low. It's meeting someone and being woken and being, and that's the other thing too, is when you know that you are a lovable person, when you know, and when you see that from another person, that also gives that feeling of purpose, that feeling of being desired. It's like, oh my goodness, yeah. So that's kind of what happened with that song. So there's a whole story behind that one, and when it comes out, I'll be happy to explain it.
Please do.
Yeah.
We're going to go out with Aaliyah, but before I do, excuse me, what's the future version of Jonathan and your plans on moving forward in the light of this pandemic?
The future, more of this. It's as I say in my my statement on the website, it's playing music and sharing life through that, and that's what I feel is the purpose right now. There's nothing else that's stronger in my life, and I love, and I can't wait for that. It's just more of this, and I can't wait to finally have an EP and get out there, share it. And I love receiving feedback from people when they say, hey, that song remind me of this, and I'm so glad that you talked, and so we'll talk. So I'm quite reachable in terms of that in social media and stuff. So if anyone has a question, they can.
You have the power. You have the power to change lives through your music. You have the power to even get your own inner peace through your music, and you're doing that. And I really am. I can't tell you how honored I am to meet you, to have you on the show, to share music. I think it's great what you're doing, and we're looking for bigger, better things for you. More paths are going to open as you're healing people. Do you realize you are healing people and inspiring people? And in turn, it does for you when you get the feedback, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. To know that it's making an impact and know that it's helping people. And yeah, that there's no more joy other than, of course, getting through that myself, but to know that I'm helping others. Like, wow. It's such a gift. Yeah.
So I'm going to give a shout out to Pinky Sims. He's a good person. We had a good connection that brought Jonathan to our platform, and we're honored for that as well. We're going to go out with Aaliyah, but before you tell me about the song, before we play the song, is there anything that you want to add or say?
Yeah, it would be trust. When you are in that state of, like I explained earlier about what's going to happen, I don't know. Trust that things will actually be better than they were when all of that ended, or all of that. Yeah, because it is a test, Queen Silvy. It's like you said. It's like this is a test of faith, of believing that something else is going to happen. You can't get there unless you endure that. And there's so much character and integrity that you learn from that state, and it's only temporary. It's only temporary. It doesn't last. It feels like it's going to be forever, but it isn't. So my message is to, trust, pray, have faith. Things will actually be better than they were before.
So what do you learn about yourself through all of this?
Learn to trust yourself. Learn to love yourself as a person. Because a lot of times your identity, and this is what I did too, is that my identity was through the eyes of someone else and through the identity of work. But that wasn't true. And that's why I think it was fate that this all happened, because I'm not really me until now. Who am I really? It's that gift that had been planted long, long ago that's finally coming out. And that is the true me. Right. And so being that and allowing that to come out, it's very hard because a lot of people don't believe in it. It's a dream, or it's a hobby, or no, it's more than that. It's your gift, and really what you are.
Absolutely. Tell everybody how you can be followed on social media.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come to my website. It's jonathanofficialmusic.com. I'm on Facebook, Jonathan Official Music as well. I know that Jonathan can be spelled in a few ways, but mine is I think I'm going to say the right way. John, JONATHAN. But yeah, I'm out there. Instagram, Facebook. Just please connect. I would love to speak with you.
Absolutely. Tell me about Aaliyah before we go. We're going to play this one, but tell me about the song.
Awesome. Aaliyah was one of the first songs I had wrote coming out of or falling, now that I can look back, falling from what I thought I was. And it was Aliyah is a Hebrew word of reaching and going to the top, of ascending. And so that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to express that belief and feeling of this is going to go somewhere, and this is going to go somewhere big. And so Aliyah is that word. It's ascending. It's getting to the very top. So you'll hear at the very end of the song where the song just ends, and all you hear is just this whirlwind of what I have, the Holy Spirit, and you just being there in the presence of God, and it's just amazing. Like you have reached the place where you want to.
Okay. Well, let's get on with the song Aaliyah by Jonathan right here.
He's back.
Okay, you came back. I was like, okay, he's doing magic now. This guy is multi-talented. He can even do magic, disappear, come back.
See, he had an iPhone. They must have did an update.
That's all right. Was there more you were saying about the song?
That it's instrumental. It's the way I communicated first. This is before I found my voice. Mm-hmm. And again, being a singer, that's even more vulnerable, because now people can criticize you're the sound of your voice. You can't change that. So playing guitar was my first way of reaching out and talking about recovery.
Sing away, my friend. We've got friends that are Grammy winners that people criticize their voice.
Oh. You know what? You're gonna get that. I mean, let's face it.
So they can just take a big old kiss to the behind.
Yeah, tell them to get themselves. Well, just tell them to get in line with the other haters, because you're gonna always, somewhere out there, there's always gonna be someone who doesn't want to see Jonathan succeed, who does not want to see you make it to the next step. But I'm like, you're a fan.
On his way.
Get in line. Keep doing what you're doing, Jonathan. It's great. I'm glad to have you on the show. We look forward to having you again. I want you guys to sit back and enjoy this great instrumental piece entitled Aaliyah from Jonathan. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right.
Gotta get into that video.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get into the song entitled Aaliyah. It's by Jonathan. Please go and follow this young man doing some great things.
Absolutely.
He's like a doctor. He's therapy.
It's amazing.
That's right. That's right. Woo! That was Jonathan, baby. You need to go to jonathanofficialmusic.com. Follow this guy. Check out his music. Buy his merchandise. Look for more, bigger, more great music coming in store for you. Listen, let him know how you enjoyed his music. We all love to hear some good, kind words. And hey, he's doing some great things. I'm honored to have him on the show. I love his music. One of those days, music video is out. You can go on his website, go on even Facebook, his channel on Facebook, and get yourself connected. Yes, you do. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, we have Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game, coming up in just a minute, where our first contestant for the year 2022 is going to try and go for all that cash. Next week, we have another contestant. That game, the way we play that is every month, someone is going to win all the cash, no matter where you are in the world. We have some goodness for you, but you have to play the game. You have to play the game and guess as many words as you can, beginning with the letter that Smooth gives out. You'll have 60 seconds to do that very thing. And as Smooth gets our next contestant up, what I'd like to do for a moment is give some shout-outs. That's right. Shout out to Helen Myers, Peace Myers, Corey and Casey Patino. Shout out to you. Shout out to Joan Mercer, Aaliyah, Asia, Tay, Maya, Camille. Shout out to you. Oh, you know I'm not going to forget my Pooba Poo. That's right, Amari. Shout out to my grandson. He is also a musician at 1 year old.
Isn't he though?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Shout out to you, Amari. Jonathan Jr., Jonathan Sr., shout out to you. LP and Cynthia down in Texas. Shout out to you. Shout out
They're going to be getting some snow too, by the way.
Who that, Texas?
Texas.
You know,
big snowstorm coming. Everybody's going to get slapped a bit.
That or rain. I know Alabama's going to get swarmed with rain while we get snow. It's crazy out here, but wherever you are, be safe, please.
Please.
Be safe. I don't care if it's wet climate, dry climate, snow climate, whatever. Be safe and careful. Shout out to Queen Sonia, Queen Khaki, Queen Shanika, Brianna, Alana Precious, Cynthia. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kelly and Ryan and the All-American Boys. Shout out to Tracy and Matt and the All-American Girls. Shout out to C, Shorty, Franklin, Patricia, Wilhelm, McGiffin, Renita, Easley, Gold Rosa, all beautiful queens. Shout out to you all. Shout out to Amy Kanima out of Africa. Shout out to you, Pam Bailey. Hey, hi to you. And shout out to you as well. Sabrina Williams, Pinky Harmon, Sassy Savage. She's a hot, and I mean hot, hip-hop rapper out of Mississippi. Shout out to you. Lee Allen Sr., shout out to you. Websterito, Hostile Flow, a great rapper out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Shout out to you. Robin Taylor, Team Broke 100. Shout out to you. To my great queens over in the United Kingdom, Beth Lambert, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross. Shout out to you. In Spain, is Lorenzo in Spain or Italy?
He's in Europe.
Europe. Shout out to you, Lorenzo Gabaniza. Shout out to Christine Lewis Anderson, Sirius Edition, Nana Linda Hartley. From the Netherlands, Edith Verhoek, shout out to you. Queen D. Brown, shout out to you as well. Hey, if you would like to shout out, listen, it's so easy. For shouting out you or representing someone that you think and know deserves to be shouted out, hit us up at queensylvia@comic.com. Go to the website, thequeensylvyshow.com, or wherever you're viewing, listening to this, pop it in the comment section. Smooth will get that out to me.
Absolutely, I'll do that.
So we're going to get these going with Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game. I have my first contestant on live right now. From contestant, tell everyone your name and where you're from. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hang on a second. Let me get back to that.
Yeah, I think not here. Can you hear me? No, we're going to get that adjusted.
The cam's full.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Can't
hear you. Yeah, we're going to get that together because it is on like the break of dawn as we get some comedy going. And once again, that website, someone had asked me, what is the website again for Jonathan? It's jonathanofficialmusic.com. You go there, or you can find his Jonathan Official Music also on Facebook. This guy's blowing up, doing some things, multi-talented. I love his music and the message that it brings. We're going to get this contestant on, hooked up. Well, I see his picture, but I don't hear him, so we're going to get that together. Well, while Smooth does his tech work, I want to remind you that tomorrow, wonderful Wednesday, we have Tim's Tidbits. Oh, Tim's Tidbits is hot, discussing topics and things that no one else is courageous enough.
He's getting his audio connected.
Okay, is it to do that there. And listen, Tim's Tidbits is tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check your time zones, but do tune in. Special co-host Larry E. out of Texas. These two men really put it on, and it's a great show. And matter of fact, if you're snowed in, rained in, or just home on Thursdays, a terrific Thursday, we have the Now You Know show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. Encouraging, inspirational segments, and laughter from the heart. We have some great people worldwide that is giving their gift to you on their segments on that show. And we also have the weekly show question of the week for that there that is so very good and hot. Things happen, right? And the show must go on, baby. Yeah. I like saying that. Yeah, baby. I can see him, but I can't hear him, and we are going to fix that in just a moment.
We could have him.
Now, what is this problem?
I don't only see his microphone.
Jay, if you can hear me, it's your audio. I can't hear you.
You can leave and come back.
No. I am now getting hot. Ooh, when you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not, you're not.
You're not.
Can he see me? Let me just let him know. Hold on. I can't hear him. I don't know sign language. You're at sign language and say, hey, I can't hear you. We're working it. I can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you.
I don't even see a microphone. Have him leave and come back.
Why don't you play a commercial real quick? We're going to take a little break. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah. What did you say? I am having a great day. You know, on Tuesdays, I'm fasting this morning. Like, I'm ready to go smash right now. Yes, I am. I had a cup of tea. I start my day with a cup of tea.
Still got no audio.
No audio. Okay, can you go to a commercial break?
Yep, I can go to a commercial break. We can do that.
We're going to break for a commercial break. When we get back, we're going to have our contestant. Hopefully, we'll be able to hear that contestant.
Absolutely.
As we play Sylvia Man, the fun word guessing game right here on the Queen Silvy Show.
I'm just saying. Hang on. Let me get rid of my contestant, and let's put this over here, and we shall play a commercial. Maybe we can get things back.
Hey there. Is your child struggling in school? Are you feeling frustrated and don't know where to turn? Seek a virtual tutor at A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. Our missions are to tackle the academic challenges of all students and the emotional, mental, and behavioral changes that result from these challenges. In doing so, we fulfill the belief that we will improve our communities in the process. We provide the following services: one-on-one tutoring, test prep, editing and proofreading, and college counseling. All our tutors are online, so you don't have to worry about parking or opening your home to strangers. Your child can receive quality personalized instruction from the convenience of your own home.
Can you hear me now?
Even if you're traveling, you can take us with you.
Yes.
Our virtual services are limitless.
I can hear you.
Best of
Hang
all,
on. Commercial will be over in a second,
budget.
Liam.
Our rates are flexible and reasonable. Your wallet will thank us. What are you waiting for? Let us help your child today.
Well, that certainly made things interesting, now didn't it? Here we go, and here is our contestant. And
That's
boom,
right. We
there
are
we go.
magical and gonna make it happen.
I love technology.
Hey, say your name and where you're calling from.
Hi,
Not calling,
I'm
but
Jay
where you're
Smith,
from.
and I'm from the United Kingdom.
And your name? Like I don't know it.
Jay Smith, one half of Smith Sketches.
That's right. Thank you for participating in Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game. It's very simple. Smooth is going to call out a letter, and you're going to have 60 seconds to guess as many words as you can beginning with that letter. You're setting the mark for the rest of the contestants in the month of February. Whomever has the most words at the end of the month wins all the cash. No matter where you are, you will receive that prize. So let me get my my clock here set up. Where is that clock? Okay.
Anyhow,
Smooth, what is the letter?
the letter of the day is going to be B as in Bratworth.
See, he gave you a word, Brockworth. Ugh. All righty.
So it'll be B as in
The
Bratworth.
letter is B. You'll have 60 seconds. Name as many words beginning with the letter B, and go.
Brockworth, boat, boating, brick, bricking, boast, boasting, big, biggin, bowl, bowls, bowling,
I know.
it's hard. Bulge, brick, bricks, bricking. No, I said those. But I can't think. My mind's gone blank. Beard, beards, beer, beering, boat, boating, bridge, bridges, biggins, board,
Time
boarding.
is up. Time is up. See how quick that time went? I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 24.
I got 25.
Okay. 25 words, not bad.
Not bad.
25 words is not bad at all. Letter B. That is so great.
People don't realize how freaking hard this game is.
Right? You can play along and do real great, but then when it's your turn to come up, you're like, oh no, my mind is went blank. You did great. You did super great, and you set the bar with 25 words for the month of February. Now you're gonna make next week's contestant nervous because now they have their work cut out. If you want to win, you got to come up with more than 25 words. And listen, since you are here, tell everyone about this great cartoons that you do, you and your brother, and blowing up very well, and your YouTube channel.
Yep. With Smith Sketches, we make cartoons. My brother sings songs, brilliant singer. Yeah, and we just want to bring laughter to the world and make people smile. So yeah, subscribe and follow to any of the pages that are listed behind me, and yeah, just have a laugh, you know.
Yes, and hopefully we will be showcasing the latest episode this Thursday on the Now You Know Show. The Now You Know Show is every Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check your time zones, but it is so great, and you can get caught up on all the other cartoons from the Popcorn Family and Friends to Granny and Grandpa Popcorn Show. All of that is available on their YouTube channel, and it's all right there behind him. And I would advise you to spread the word. Spread the word. Listen, it brings laughter and smiles, and it really does. It's a great cartoons. Plus, Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim is a cartoon figure in it.
That's right.
Yeah, baby, I'm loving that. I'm loving it. I mean, I have things in that cartoons that I'm dreaming about right now. I want my own train, my own helicopter. I want all that stuff, and it's really great. I'm thanking you. I thank you so much for taking this time and playing Sylvia Mid. You know we are going to be in touch with you for the next project and all. But listen, you set the bar.
Yep.
You set the bar with 25 words, the letter B. Let's see what happens next week.
Brilliant.
Thanks for
Thank you.
playing.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you
very
very
much.
much.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye. So there you have it. There you have it. The bar is set. 25 words. Can you beat that? Are you good? Well, we're going to find out next week with next week's contestant. You can get yourself in line to play Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game yourself by simply going and sending us your contact information free. It's all free. We're the ones that's paying it forward. We love paying it forward and giving away gifts. So go to Queen Silvy at comic.com, the queensylvyshow.com, or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me everywhere. Go to any of those platforms, leave the message in there. We will definitely get back with you. Smooth, how can you be followed?
Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all those social media places. And
everywhere.
I'm sorry?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm a little
You
country.
can follow me everywhere.
That's all right.
On them social media sites. Yeah, but easiest you can do is you can go www.thequeensylvyshow.com.
You really being country now. Well, you know what? It has been a terrific Tuesday. I thank my guest on the show, Jonathan. I say amazing, Jonathan. He says Jonathan, nevertheless.
He'll accept amazing.
JonathanOfficialMusic.com is where you can go. Follow this guy. One of those days is a single debut that is so great and hot. I know you can relate to it. Pass the word around.
I liked Aaliyah, too. That was a nice song.
Aaliyah is a great instrumental song. I love that as well. And listen, go out and enjoy your day wherever you be. Be safe. Be positive. Have a great day.
You know,
Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim will be back tomorrow evening for Tim's Tidbits. Anything you want to add about that? What's upcoming?
Hey, we just love to discuss things that nobody else likes to talk about.
And they do. They do indeed.
We'll get both sides of the issue. Because, I mean, you know, the mudslinging is a two-way street. So why not listen to both sides and say, okay, well, obviously I should stay in the middle of the street because I don't want to get hit with mud.
There you go. And every Thursday for the Now You Know show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim, great segments. In fact, our contestant for the game, look for their segment as well on Thursdays. Ooh, it's so hot. It's a great lineup of segments, great laughter, great inspiration. Tune in for that every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me, I'm about to go grub. I'm about to go and eat.
Now what's up?
Queen is hungry right now, and I'm about to go and do that. I thank everybody for participating. I thank everyone for tuning in or listening in wherever you are. Tune in next week. We always bring the best in live entertainment, talents, and topics from around the world just for you. The Queen Silvy Show.
So until next week.
That's right.
Same Queen time, same Queen station.
Holla. Best for your dog? Then see Yitka, owner at Vita Canis, specializing in aromatherapy products for dogs and their owners. Here at Vita Canis, we help you to naturally and organically improve the health and happiness of your dog. Check out the website, www.vitacanis.co.uk. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby.